Okay, I'm going to try to show y'all some of the steps that I go through when I make the covers and the inside pullout for these books. This is the newest one that I'm working on now. When you look down in it from the top, you can see all the different folds. You can see some of the pockets, how I've made the actual wrapped cover. Of course, I haven't done anything to the cover yet. When the book opens, let me move that out of the way. When the book opens, it will reveal two side panels here. Both of these will have little pockets. I just don't have them attached because I'm not to that point in this book yet. This is the center accordion pull-out section that has all the good stuff in it, all the interactivity, everything else that this book is about. So, when you first open it up, it's going to reveal this. This page will open. It's got an additional flap page that I added inside it, and then there'll be probably some pockets and things to go here. This section of the book opens up. You'll notice there's a 1/4-inch gusset here. There's a 1/4-inch gusset in between each fold in this book. That's what allows for more stuff in the book without creating the excess bulk. Then it just makes it kind of like pop open. This is a little book section I attached in the spine, there again using the same 1/4-inch gusset to attach that in there with. And then, of course, this is the back page of this section. So when this folds back down, this opens to reveal another section. You notice the 1/4-inch gusset. This has a slash pocket. I had to redesign a new pocket template because my other one was too small for this book. I added an accordion pullout to this inside section. It's bound tucked behind another layering piece, then the patterned paper that I put here. And I'll decide if I'm going to leave this plain like it is or add a pocket or something like that as I do more in the book. Then this whole section, notice the 1/4-inch gusset, opens up to reveal the back section of the book. See, it's got the 1/4-inch gusset here, which allows for thicker pockets on both pages so that more things can be added. And the back pocket, I wanted to have a little more expansion to it for little things that wanted to be tucked down in. And I may add a half pocket here. I just haven't decided to that point yet. So when all of the book is put together, the back side of it will have a large coin pocket on it, but between that large coin pocket and the actual back cover here of the book, I will attach my ribbon so that it's more secure and I don't have to worry about it pulling out. And I do use a solid piece of ribbon. I don't try to piece it or just use little snippets on either side. The spine there again, because it being wider, gives me room if I want to add any other kind of embellishment or names or whatever I might want to do using some little die cuts, punches, or whatnot. Then the front will be just a simple where it will overlap whichever direction I decide to do it, and then it'll tie closed. I don't know if I'll add any pockets to the front of this particular one or not because I'm going to have so many on the inside. Okay, this is the prototype that I did in order to get ready to do this book. Let me move that so we can see a little better. Okay. This was how it started. Of course, the black one I just showed is a little bit larger, but this was how the book started. This has my measurements in it. I've already attached the accordion piece in here, but you can see what some of the measurements ended up being. I'll show you how I make the cover for this particular size book. Then this is the accordion panel for this style that would then fold out, but it has to be pieced because I don't have paper this large, and I didn't want to cut down parent sheets and try to get it so exact. So what I did was, where I had to join my two pieces together, I actually left this section of it open so that it made its own little pocket on this page as part of the joining seam. So I kind of got a freebie pocket in there that might not would have been there otherwise. Then on the front flap, because I only ended up with 2.5 inches left over, and I wanted a little more page showing, I added an additional little flap page in here that's just glued into that 1/4 inch gusset. And I do the 1/4 inch gussets on all of them so that it allows for more stuff to be in the book. Now this is how I do my covers for that size book, which starts out with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock that has been scored in half, folded in half. Then these are the scoring measurements in order to create the cover for this book. I use the Martha Stewart scoreboard, so that's where these measurements come from. You're going to start with a 2.5 inch score line, then a 3.5 inch score line. Then you're going to go down to 7 5/8 and score line, 8 5/8, and then you're going to have a little 2 3/8 inch section left at the other end. Once you have folded this in half and you've creased all of your lines, then that's what you're going to end up with. That's going to be your cover. They overlap, I would say about 3/4 of an inch or so, and then you've got the 1 inch spine on either side because it's a wrapped cover, and then you've got your nice full 4 by 4 1/4 back cover to add your back pocket, run your ribbon through, or you can use any other type closure method that you like. I just happen to like wrapping them with the ribbon. That's just my thing. Okay, once I've got all of my scoring done and I've creased these lines well, I open this back up and then I use score tape and quick dry tacky glue. I just love Aleene's glue, and this is just one of my favorites. So that's why I use it. I do not put the score tape over my scored line sections. It just adds extra bulk that you don't need to have there at this point. All of the pencil lines is where I do put score tape. I usually use my 1/2 inch in these sections, or I'll use a couple of strips if I'm just working with the 1/8 inch and too lazy to grab the other. Then I go back and I take some of this glue, very little is what I run down each of these scored lines. And I do this really quickly. I get all of the taping done. I get all of the tape exposed so that it's sticky. Then I quickly apply that glue, and then I usually flip this around like this. I start by folding it, and I work these two sections and the middle kind of all at one time. Then as I work these, I work kind of from the corner out, and I get everything stuck down really well. Let it sit. Give that wet glue time to cure up a little bit and be good and secure. But now I do take, once I get it down, I do take my bone folder and I make sure everything is good and smooth. Recrease the top fold line, because you'll actually want that top fold line to be the top edge of your book, and let this edge be the bottom. Now, if for some reason when you fold this and before you go back and do any of your creasing, if you notice there's any little bit of unevenness, you might want to put it back in your paper trimmer. Do a quick little trim off, 1/16 of an inch or so, just to make sure that it's nice, smooth, and even. Then you'll carefully want to start working each crease. Now, what I do is I actually put it back in my Martha Stewart scoreboard while after it's dry, but I know I'm getting ready to start creasing it. And I carefully go back and I work each line so that it reinforces that original crease that I put in there. Then, as I work each one, I go back and I crease everything, and I get all of that part just like it needs to be. Oh, sorry. Just like it needs to be for my cover. And then basically my cover is done until I get the insert part of the book prepared and ready and decide what all I'm going to be doing to it. Now, if you'll notice on this particular one here, and this was my prototype. This is when I was first sitting and doodling and drawing out measurements and kind of designing it. I did not allow a 1/4 inch gusset here. This one was designed where it just was an automatic fold over. Then the first gusset was on this side. Sorry. The first gusset was on this side. This fold. Now, when I did the little black book, because that's when I got in here and I started doing it for real, I decided that I wanted to have a pocket on this page as well as the larger coin pocket. So not only did I do the 3/4 inch, I'm trying to get it all up here so you can see, the 3/4 inch piece that will glue under the back section of the back page, I wanted the 1/4 inch gusset. So that really is the only difference in the measurement, is it just kind of shifted everything 1/4 inch from this panel. But the one, I've got a book that I'm working on now that is just like this one. I just don't have anything else done to it other than this. So this one I had all the measurements wrote on, so that's the reason I was showing it. But that's the only difference, is having that other 1/4 inch. And if you'll notice, you can see the 1/4 inch gusset there versus this one doesn't have the 1/4 inch. It's just a fold over. So, and that there again can just be personal choice or for whatever you're wanting your book to end up being. So I hope that helps with some of the covers on this particular book, and I'll try to get another one ready to show later. Thanks.